Today we'll be making everyone's favorite food, besides pizza of course, burrito. Actually we'll be making two types of burritos, so stick around to see which one is better. Without wasting any time, let's roll. Great, let's start with my favorite burrito first. Definitely not biased. Chicken burrito with black beans, avocado and some tomato and some cheese, and yeah, that's it. First, let's get our black beans ready. First, let's open a can of black beans and let them drain in a strainer until, well, drained. Get 2 onions or 1 big one if you use those good onions, and slice them up like so into thin strips. Now I'm crying. Then get 4 cloves of garlic and chop them or slice them or crush them, it doesn't really matter. Now you could do all of this at the same time, but I did the beans separately. Now in a pan, add in some smoky bacon or whatever bacon you have. I have this cube of frozen bacon over here, but it's not a cube, it's like whatever. I will use that. Cut it up into thick strips and throw it in the pan to fry. Now let the fat render out of them and collect the fried bacon and set it aside. Then in the leftover fat, start sizzling the onions. If you need a bit more oil, add some more lubrication in a form of olive oil. Oh yeah! Okay, again, this was not necessary at all. Let that onion reduce and soften, and then add in the garlic. Let it cook a bit until fragrant, and then, oh, and don't forget the bacon. Add in your drained black beans, a cup of vegetable or chicken stock, or if you're a true chef, a cup of water and 1/3 of a cube of stock. Now close the lid and let it simmer. Let it reduce until thick beans are left in the end. Delicious. Now let it cook.
Let him cook!
Anyway, let's get our meat ready. Now, this might be unpopular with some people, but I like chicken breasts. Yes, I know, they're dry and you overcook them to a dry piece of rubber most of the time. But I've purchased an instant read thermometer recently, and I gotta tell you, now my chicken breasts come out not perfect still, but way better and more juicier than before. Also, it has low fat and high protein. It's the best cut of chicken meat in my opinion. So yeah. If you want, you can substitute breasts with thighs or whatever chicken part you like. So let's cut these breasts into more manageable pieces for our very small frying pan. That way they cook more evenly. Now salt them, not too heavy of course. Add some ground cumin, some black pepper on both sides and let it rip in a pan until done. But before that, measure out a cup of white rice. I used this small basmati rice. Then get a pot. In it, add 2 cups of water and 1 cup of that rice that I was talking about before. While we will be cooking the meat, we can let the rice cook too. Efficiency. Okay, so to cook the meat, the inside should register 73 degrees Celsius or about 165 degrees Fahrenheit in the thickest point of the meat with a bit of browning, not too much. And then it's done. Now the rice we cooked. To it, add in like a whole lime of lime juice. Yeah, I just squeezed the lime. Add in some cilantro chopped up and a knob of butter. Don't even think about it, you British fella. God, that's terrible. Mix and you have cilantro white rice. Now let's get all the ingredients out and start rolling these bastards. Also, we will need some avocado sliced up nicely. And of course, a little bit of tomato that I didn't forget completely.
Man, stop playing with me!
With cheese. Use cheddar or Monterey Jack, whichever you like. Okay, to start off, we get our tortilla. In it, we add a couple tablespoons of rice. Do not overfill it with rice. And then add in some chicken, some beans, some avocado, some tomato, some cheese. Now roll it up nicer than I did, and that's it. We have a burrito. Oh, and don't forget to heat your tortillas before rolling like 5 seconds on each side in a big ripping hot pan for that peak freshness. Now continue with the rest of tortillas, and then of course don't forget to roll it into aluminum foil for better taste and aesthetic. Great. Now before I taste it, let's make the beef burrito, shall we? It's gonna be very similar. Get a cup of rice and you know the drill. Just this time we will be making red rice, so we will use some of the red sauce that I have had left and a bit less water. Or you can use just some crushed tomatoes with salt, pepper and some spices like dried paprika, oregano and basil. Maybe not paprika. Also add in some ground cumin. Just pour the red sauce once the rice is almost done cooking in the pot and let it cook a bit more until there's barely any sauce left and you have this nice red rice here. Cool, now the filling. Let's start this time with vegetables. Bell pepper or paprika, whatever you call it. Dice the sucker nicely. Then get some avocado and slice it also nice. Very nice. Now the main ingredient, some protein. Get a pan and in it, lubricate it a bit of course. Add in some ground beef. Pepper, salt that hunk of meat and cook it, chop it and cook it a bit more. Until it becomes, well, cooked ground beef. Cool, now let's heat the tortilla and get all the ingredients on hand. Okay, roll it in the tortilla, some rice, some meat, paprika, some white cheddar cheese, avocado, salted of course, tomato, and it's time to get rolling. For this one, I also used whole grain tortilla, just a bit more healthy, you know, just if you want to live longer and see dinosaurs being cloned or whatever. Oh, also get some diced tomatoes. This one turned out way better than I expected, roll-wise, not taste-wise, yet. Look at the cross-section, holy shit, that's beautiful. Okay, now the taste test. The chicken burrito, simply amazing. The beans really stand out in this one and are coming in clutch. Now for the beef burrito, I didn't film myself tasting it, but it needed something else, if I remember correctly. I filmed this like a couple months ago. Maybe more cheese, right? No. Maybe the paprika, or like the bell pepper, how you call it, should have been like fried with some onions, and I should have added that in instead of just plain paprika or bell pepper again. That would have been way better. So this time the winner is chicken burrito. Only thing I would do is maybe use the tomato rice from the other burrito here and add some stir-fried bell pepper with onions that I talked about earlier, because I just love that shit. No paprika and onions.
What?
Tell me your thoughts. What do you think? Peace!